is Michelle Logan. Adam and Eve, myth or reality? Is it not a flagrant contradiction of the Bible to say that Adam and Eve issued from the animal kingdom? This question raised by the Roman Catholic Daily Lacroix puts it in a nutshell. The problem many Christians are up against. They're wondering what Christianity is all about if Christians come into question. For a better understanding of the problems involved, we will need to investigate what the Bible has to say on the subject of sin and death. First of all, we must go back to the account of what happened in the Garden of Eden, sin and the ransom. Genesis chapter 2 relates that God gave the first man a command. He was not to eat of a certain tree called the tree of the knowledge of good and bad. Genesis chapter 2 verse 17, as the Jerusalem Bible explains in a footnote, when he transgressed God's commandment, man assumed a right that did not belong to him, the power of deciding for himself was it good and was it evil, and of acting accordingly, a claim to complex moral independence by which man refuses to recognize his status as a created being. By disobeying God's law, Adam's sin introduced imperfection into the human race, resulting in death as God had foretold. Having lost their perfection, the first human couple could pass on only imperfection to their offspring. All future descendants of Adam and Eve, in other words, the entire human race, would be destined to death. I'm going to read Genesis chapter 3, verse 6. Consequently, the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and it was something desirable to the eyes. Yes, the tree was pleasing to look at. So she began taking of its fruit and eating it. Afterward, she also gave some to her husband, and he began to eat it. I'm going to read Psalms chapter 51, verse 5. Look, I was born guilty of error, and my mother conceived me in sin. Romans chapter 5, verse 14. Nevertheless, death ruled as king from Adam down to Moses, even those who had not sinned in the same way that Adam's transgressed, who bears a resemblance to the one who was to come. Also, I'm going to read 19 of Romans chapter 5, verse 19 for just 18 and 19, sorry. So then there one transgressed, the result to man's all sorts was condemnation. So too through an act justification, the result to man all sorts, they're being declared righteous for life. But just as though the disobedience of the one man